Welcome back, and now I'm joined by documentarian Nicole who is out with a new film, Cover Girl Culture.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's great to be here.
Tell us a bit about this documentary.
Well, it's a documentary about the impact the media is having on our youth and the young girls today, and the pressures that they have that weren't there 20 years ago or 15 years ago.
We were talking just before break. You had a great point. You were saying that today girls in their teens can name 30 different, celebrities, whereas 10 years ago that wasn't the case.
Yeah, no, when I was a kid I could name 3, Ginger, Marianne, and Wonder Woman. And, when I'm interviewing these young girls, I'm discovering that they know so much more about pop stars and singers and girls who are being upheld in our society for not really accomplishments or skills or talents, or it's just being sexy or hot or how you're behaving in the public eye. So. And
now you don't like that.
Right. Well, I think there's been an imbalance of what's being looked up to, and young girls and everybody wants to be acknowledged and recognized for what they're doing, and it's just what's being held up is a little out of balance.
So take me through the film a little bit, through the documentary. You sit down with some editors of some big-time magazines. You talk to them a little bit about what they're looking for and what they're trying to sell. What was the answer that you got?
Well, it was quite interesting. A lot of them really believe that the advertising and the media and what their magazines are putting out is not really affecting the young girls in a negative way at all. And I think that's sort of the mindset you need to have to be in that industry. And I think that now more people are, and in the press too, you see it more about the skinny epidemic and the sexualization of young girls. So I think that the media is ready for a change, and maybe this film will help open the door to media awareness and media literacy. Now,
you're a former model, so you've seen this firsthand. Is that what sparked this? Is that what got you interested in this take?
Actually, a friend of mine who's a documentary filmmaker, he was the one that kept encouraging me to go back into that world. And I said, I went through it as a silent observer. I'm glad I made it through and everything was well. And I just didn't really feel like I was contributing in any way. So this is a way for me to turn it around and contribute in a positive way.
And now this has been, to work on something like this was a huge endeavor for you.
Yeah, it was 3.5 years of work. It was the first time I didn't go to film school. I was university, and then I traveled with modeling and with the elite around the globe. And to turn around and to start making a documentary, it was a huge undertaking.
The scariest part, when we talk about this, so you've seen it firsthand, obviously. You say being skinny, a little oversexed probably. There's definitely something very sexual these days, especially about these images.
It's younger now, than it was back then.
What scares you? What do you, when all is said and done, when we go to see this documentary, what's the scariest thing to take away from it, or the big message that you walk away from?
The big message is to question things, is to question the media, and for young people to develop critical thinking and media awareness. And people in the media who work in the media to finally feel like they're empowered enough to be able to make change and be responsible. And it's starting to become a trend now, so I think it's sort of like that think green environmentally now. Think healthy, responsible messages for young people. Because a lot of the times I hear from advertisers and the media is that we're giving them what they want, but for adults that's okay. But when you're a kid, if I had children and they said, I want chocolate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm not going to give them that because that's what they want.
Now, is there a way to really change it? For instance, I was in the coffee shop this morning, saw this 10-year-old girl probably with her purse, with her mom getting her cup of coffee. I mean, it's kind of scary when you think that, that's what my friend that's next to me is doing too, and she's 23, 24.
Right, so you're seeing the young girls growing up faster.
How do you really change it? Is there a way to change something that's so embedded in culture right now?
Yeah, that's the trick, is that, my films cover girl culture, because that's
I'm just going to hold this up to
it's really, Lady Liberty is sort of lady vanity, really. It's young girls are more focused on how to look rather than how to be, and that's a message that I heard from young kids that I've interviewed in Canada, Los Angeles, and here in Florida, that they're feeling the pressure, and what will help change is parents to realize, because the parents today are grew up with the media that I was when I was little, and it was fun, it was great, and you really only worried about how close you sat to the TV. And now you really need to start questioning what you're seeing on TV and what you're allowing to come in the magazines and billboards and advertisements. So
before we leave, this is what we're looking at. This is the poster. Where can we see this? This is coming out during a film festival?
This is showing at the Women's International Film Festival this Saturday, 6 o'clock at Coco Walk at AMC Theater.